Hey there, Scorpio Sun, Scorpio Moon, Scorpio Rising. It's Maggie from Moon Directed. I'm trying something new. I'm going to work with more than just the energy of the moon this month to see if we can't tap into the overall energy to give you a little bit more advice. Let's see how it goes. Be sure to leave me a comment. Let me know what you think. I welcome constructive criticism, but if you like it, give me a thumbs up and let me know what you like. Okay, so I am going to get a little overall energy advice from the moon and from Mother Earth, and then we're going to see what we can pick up from the other personal planets, Mercury, Mars, and Venus. And so you have surrender to the divine. Surrender to the divine. I have to keep shifting my setup with the light. So Mercury is going into retrograde on March 5th. And then Uranus moves into Taurus on the 6th, and there's a new moon in Pisces on the 6th. So that first week starts with a bang. Just saying, there's a lot happening, right? And so what does Mercury in retrograde mean to Scorpio? Well, sorry, Scorpio, it might mean a lot because it's in water this year. And so that means it'll be in Cancer and it'll be in Scorpio for the other two, because it usually does 3 a year, and it pretty much stays in the sign. And so because then, it's our turn. So last year the fire signs were getting nailed. This year it will be us. And then we can all feel like a little more empathy. So you have a repetition. Okay, so repetition, it's an RE word, and you'll find out when Mercury is in retrograde, there's a lot of RE words that come up. So it's already in shadow, and then it's slowing down, and then it's going to go retrograde on the 6th, and then it'll go direct again on the 26th. So I think on the 25th it's stationary, and then it starts moving forward, and then it stays in shadow until the 16th of April. And during this time, it's a really good time to review your life, to look at things. What has happened this past year that worked, what didn't. It's like a life review. It's a really good opportunity to do that. On a practical note, it's a good time to review your finances. It's a good time to review your, if you're studying for an exam, it's a good time to study because you're reviewing your notes. It's a good time to do a lot of that. It's a good time to do some self-reflection, so that you can heal. Exes will come back. Relationships will get a little reboot. That's not always a good thing. Okay, so you have repetition and you have surrender to the divine. So it sounds to me like some kind of a cycle that maybe you thought you were out of, but you aren't, because Mercury is going to bring it back again with this retrograde. I feel like it'll be a shorter cycle, right? So something you thought, I've already resolved my feelings on this, or I've already resolved this issue, it's coming back. It's going to be repeated because it's retrograde. And so how are you going to handle that? The divine wants you to review it, or it wouldn't be coming back, right? So we have this card right here that says surrender to the divine. So the hand of God is involved. And so that's a good thing, because maybe you missed something the first time through and you just need a little bit of extra information on it. Okay? So now when Mercury is in retrograde, Mercury actually rules 2 signs. It rules Gemini, and Gemini rules communications, internet communication, personal communications with, through the internet, with your siblings, your family, your friends. Okay, so it's that kind of energy. And then there's the Mercury in Virgo, which is about the spiritual communication and the research and the studying and the travel. And so it's that kind of communication where you where information is being communicated to you from out there. Instead of you communicating out the information, it's information being communicated to you. Wow, let's start with that. So let's talk about Spirit. Spirit wants to tell you to remember to have healthy boundaries, to tap into your creativity. If you are feeling stuck, because you are you're a fixed sign, and sometimes you can get really stuck, and one of the best ways to get unstuck is to do something creative. And so it doesn't even have to be anything. So you have a problem and you're stuck over here, and like, just set that aside and go over here and do some creative project that has nothing to do with that. Just because the whole act of creating something, Scorpio, you're about death and rebirth. So just the whole act of creating something will get things moving again and help you get into the flow, and help you to, I think you need to accept your situation. Maybe you're still like, oh my gosh, I think I could fix that. Maybe you just need to accept it. And then you have forgiveness. And this is most likely self-forgiveness. And I say that because, and I will post it at the end, I did a yearly reading for you guys back in at the end of December, beginning of January, somewhere in there. And this year, it's about you falling in love with you. You accepting that you are not perfect. You loving you, warts and all, so total unconditional love, right? And that starts with forgiving yourself. And what are you forgiving yourself for? For not being perfect, for being human, for having made mistakes just like everyone else. When you can forgive yourself, then it's really easy to forgive other people. So if there is somebody that you're having a really tough time forgiving, take a look at yourself. Have you forgiven yourself for not being perfect? Because honestly, when we say to ourselves, oh my gosh, I'm just human, I do the best I can, but the best I can is not always great, then it's a lot easier to look at someone else and go, yeah, they're human too. And forgiveness is so much easier that way. Wow, so you definitely have a cycle that's coming around again. Because you have round and round. Oh, you have Treasure Island. All right. So, when you can forgive yourself from this thing that you keep doing over and over and over again, then you hit Treasure Island. So Treasure Island's a couple of things. It could be a couple of things, right? It could be, I feel like the treasure is that you love yourself. The treasure is that when you love yourself, you can attract into your life people who will love you too. When you forgive yourself and you love yourself, you raise your vibration. And we attract people in that are on the same vibrational level. And so we chase after people who are higher or lower vibration, usually higher, right? We chase those people down. Like, I want to be with them. But if you want to attract in, which is always so much better than chasing, then you raise your own vibration. You learn to accept who you are, to love who you are, to be the best version of you that you can be. And as you raise yourself up, and your vibrational level is up higher, and those people that you were chasing before, now wait, they're on the same level with you now. And you'll attract them in. And that's where you're going to find this Treasure Island. So, whatever it is that you really want, I really kind of think for you it's going to start with self-forgiveness. So then we have Venus. Venus is moving out of Capricorn into Aquarius on March 1st. That Friday is going to be a really tense day. Super tense. About love and money. Heads up. That'd be Friday, Friday the 1st. So watch out for that. Venus in Aquarius. So Aquarius is a fellow air sign. It's in your 4th house of home. Yes. Yes, it is. Scorpio? Yes, it is. So, a little tension in the home. Yeah. All right, so Venus is in home. That could be good. It could be good if you can forgive yourself, if you can forgive your partner. You can really bring in that Treasure Island feeling, that beauty, right? So, Venus Venus rules 2 places. It rules Taurus, which is all about self-esteem, self-value, self-worth, financial security, and that's in your 7th house, actually, of partnerships. And it also rules Libra, which is in your 12th house of hopes, goals, and dreams. And there it's about relationship balance. So this Venus transit through Aquarius is definitely going to hit you in your intimate partnership arena. Finding the balance. Finding what's important to you. Finding where do you find the balance in yourself and in your relationship. So you have power of attraction. We just talked about that, raising your vibration, right? Through self-forgiveness and inner trust. So when you trust yourself, when you believe in yourself, when you love yourself, when you forgive yourself, that is how you are going to attract in what you want, this relationship energy that you really want, this good relationship. So really would like to encourage you to see what you can do about forgiving yourself. And sometimes it means so we're in retrograde, it's a really good chance to like really dig back into a lot of the times this stuff is energy that comes from our childhood. So do you have these high expectations of you because your parents had unrealistic expectations of you? Do you have really high expectations of yourself because people around you were getting approval that you wanted, but you for some reason weren't getting it? You need to forgive the people who were not even-handed. You need to forgive the people who were unable to give you what you needed because they didn't know any better. So maybe you need to forgive them for being human, because they didn't have it right, because they were doing what they had learned, and what they had learned might not have been great. And oh my God, here we go. Yep. See, this is your Scorpio. This is your job. This whole year, this is your job, is learning that you are worthy. This is deservedness. You deserve to love yourself. You deserve to feel self-esteem, a very high self-esteem. You are so worthy of love. You hide behind this mask. You think that everybody is also hiding, but not everybody is. It's a self-protection you do because you don't want to get hurt. When you open up, when you allow other people in, when you understand that everybody's just doing the best they can, none of us get it right. All we're trying to do is elevate as we go through life. We're trying to elevate. We're trying to learn. We're trying to improve. We're trying to grow. We want to become a better version of ourselves than we were 2 days ago, 2 years ago, 2 decades ago. It's all about just working on the path of improving ourselves. And you have dwelling in the truth. I stand in the light of truth. And Scorpio, for you, this is the truth of who you are. This is the truth that you're worthy. This is being honest with yourself and being honest with other people. Oh, like really putting that information out there. You're so vulnerable when you do that. I know, and it's scary. It's very scary. So make sure that, you're selecting who you are learning to be trusting with, right? Be careful about that. But if you pick the right person to be open and honest with, then you learn that, hey, this isn't so scary. This does work. You can do this, right? And you have Poseidon getting in the flow. There's synchronicity happening in your life. There is a reason that this repetition is coming around. There's a reason that these cycles keep happening round and round and round. And the thing, if you look at this, the spiral is going up. Every time you go around it, you learn a little more and you elevate. You learn a little more and you elevate. You learn a little more and you elevate. Okay? So you are raising your vibration every time you go by that same point and you go, wait, I have a different perspective. I have a higher perspective. Okay, yeah, no, I couldn't have done any better than I did right then. That was the best I could do. That was the best they could do. And as you continue to do that and you let yourself get into the flow of the spiraling up instead of spiraling down, when you start elevating, You start attracting in what you want. We're always going to attract vibrational equals. So by raising your vibration, you get a higher caliber of people that you're attracting in. And you have control and discern and love and healing. Oh. Control and discern and love and healing. Okay, what does that mean? You have such tight control over yourself and your emotions. You really don't let people in easily. So, discern who you can practice with, who you can loosen up a little, who you can make yourself vulnerable to because it's safe. That's the discerning. That's the giving over a little bit of the control. And then that is allowing the love and the healing to come in. The self-love, the self-healing, but also when you make yourself vulnerable to someone else, now you're allowing them to love you and allowing their love to heal you too. This is your mission this year. Every reading, it seems like it's just reiterating that. So I really hope you're working on that. I will put the year over here. You should definitely check it out. And then I will be back to do the weeklies and the monthlies. Wait, this is the monthlies. The new moon and the full moon. And, you know, have patience with yourself during these retrogrades. Take things a little slow. Go over the fine print a little more. Don't be rushing ahead. And forgive yourself for being human. That is your whole mission this year, is to learn how to forgive yourself for being human and how to open up the door a little bit and let somebody in. Find some trustworthy person to let in. All right? All right, good luck, Scorpio, and I will talk to you soon. Have a great month. Have a great month of healing and forgiveness.